welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilka empath, and I just like doing these little talks on the way I feel about things. Today I was gonna just stay within. Then I'm like, man, there ain't nothing on nowhere, man. Nothing, nowhere. Not on my setup, anyway. Guess everybody else is taking their advice to go within. Anyway, it's a beautiful day, that's for sure. There ain't no argument with that, man. There's some rad clouds in the sky. I like when they look like angels. They're angelic. I like when the clouds are angelic. Freaking in Oregon, they're doing, you'll have like freaking 5-6 different varieties of cloud in the sky at the time. Sometimes it's pretty cool to watch. I was drinking a cup of decaf. See, I don't understand why people are so tired all the time, man. I got so much energy coursing through me that I can't even drink regular coffee anymore. Decaf in the morning, decaf in the evening, decaf after supper time. Yeah, I never thought I'd see that day. Decaf. It solves a lot of problems with energetic sensitives like me, because I love the flavor of coffee. And I got some, hadn't had it in years, pumpkin spice. Yep, I did it. I got me some pumpkin spice. I hated it for years. You know what occurred to me? It's not the flavors that I hate. It's like the experiences that I have when I'm tasting them. I recall that more. I remember that part in Psych 101. It's like, don't ever eat freaking foods like when you're sick that you love, because it's a turn-off. Turns you off to it, Anyway, so always try to do things like, if I know, I ain't been in a lot of relationships. It's like I'm of the people, but I'm not. I guess I'm too direct, I'm too honest. People like, don't lie to me, and I'm like, don't lie to me. And then so I say things that are honest and truthful. People just don't like where I'm coming from. I don't know. It's all so hard to gauge. But it is Saturday, and I took I don't know her name. I took her advice. She always recommends to wear the color of the representation, and it's Saturday. Saturn represented by Saturn. Saturn's color, colors of Saturn, orange, red. It's my understanding. She explains it, so. Orange is my favorite color anyway. Yeah. But, the birds were just out squawking like crazy right before I started this video. It was kind of funny that as soon as I started it, they kind of settled down a little bit. But I just have been trying to wait for this day to... Some days I just want it to be over. From the moment I wake up, I'm just like, yep, this is just going to be one of those. And I already knew what it was going to feel like, or I don't, you know what, and that's the thing is, I wonder if people wonder if I create how I think. I understand how manifestation works and how energy works and things like that. So when I know that energies are gonna be tough, when I hear about them and my astrological signs and stuff like that, and I hear, I'm fiery. I don't know what else other people contend with. I contend with my temper. I contend with being snide, sarcastic, and I'm freaking good at it, because you know why? People have freaking been mean to me my whole entire life. People have always been mean to me, including my own parents. So you know what? I read a lot of books, or not a lot of books. I don't like reading books. I used to read a lot, but I read a lot of important stuff, and I've been looking into, self-awareness my whole entire life. I'm 45 now, and what I come to find out is I ain't gonna let nobody tell me who I am besides me, People can paint very unclear pictures of us. if we let them, you know. A lot of times people are just like, no, let them think what they want to think. I'm like, no, that's wrong. No. We're gonna correct that one. We're gonna correct that, amend that file. You know, I was like looking at stuff today. I was just trying to distract myself. I was just trying to keep my mind just occupied by whatever. And I was like, aren't there terms for senators? How come there aren't term limits for senator? Oh yeah, there's term limits. You can only be a senator for 6 years, or two 6 years terms. So totally 12 years. So then I go to like Wikipedia or whatever, and I look up U.S. senators, you know, and then it shows the list, and it's like, oh yeah, he's been serving since 1987. You know, and I'm like, wait a minute. I ain't real good at math. But ain't that longer than freaking 12 years? See, rotation of leadership. That's why this freaking... And they're all lawyers. They're all freaking lawyers, dude. Well, most of them. Not all. Literally all of them. Come on, people. Use discretion. Yeah, I saw a farmer in there. She didn't look like a farmer. I know farmers. The one in Nebraska. No, I bet she profits a lot from freaking cattle. But she ain't no farmer. Couple of CEOs for non-profits. You know, it's funny. I think it's funny when you like go to a festival or a fair and they have non-profits. I like to go early because I like to see who's taking. I like to see who's taking the freaking table tents and the setup out of what kind of cars. You know, you got the Mercedes van. You know, you go in and you're like, "Here's your brochure. I'll give you $100 an hour reading." Just like. You're paying for their freaking Mercedes in the parking lot, and then they're like, it's not for profit. It's because there's none left. You already done spent it all. I don't know. It seems like the world ain't made for honest types. There's always a different set of rules, man. There's always a different set of rules, and I never understood where they came from. Where did they get these? Like, how did the inner workings of everything, you know? I'm just bebopping along, minding my own business, looking at freaking spider webs and spiders and spider webs and stuff like that. Hanging out with birds and collecting feathers and this freaking look up from that and look at the world, and I'm like, what the freaking, how did it get to be like this? What happened? Things got so weird, man. You know what? I think it's weird. This is another thing that was rattling around. This is gonna be a what if or a session. It's like when I was a kid, I had so much fun playing outside. I still do. Just being outside, freaking playing in the dirt. You know, looking for freaking rocks and stuff and freaking feathers and God, it's just. I love it, you know, and I used to like, I don't know, where I lived, there was dirt roads. There wasn't even paved roads when I grew up in the 80s in Redden. Project City. I think the post office exists, but Central Valley doesn't even exist anymore. It's the city of Shasta Lake. But anyway, I live by this little creek down yonder, and I'd take my bike down, and I'd just be gone all day and freaking look for freaking arrowheads and stuff like that because I know people have found them. So if I knew that it could happen for them, I know it could happen for me. And used to make go frogging and stuff like that and just do. But I was 5, 6 years old catching my frogs and cutting the legs off because I was taught how to do it proper, and I ate the frog legs and I didn't like the way it tasted, and I didn't kill frogs anymore. Strictly catch and release, you know? It's like, as we get older, that we're supposed to learn lessons that life is more valuable. And even little shrilly Jack Russells have a place. It's funny, because Mom's watching Frasier inside. I like Eddie a lot better. That Jack Russell across the street is freaking wound up. Seeing people let their dogs run. If my dogs were back here, that would have been a big, loud, rackety racket. Anyway, it didn't happen, so good. That's just good. Okay, so growing up, you know, and it's like, I didn't think about dating and all that stuff, you know? Well, because I always knew that I, like, thought girls were pretty, you know? From the time I was, like, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5. Like, boys are freaking stupid. Boys are dumb. And boy, was I right. Nah. I like the ones that are balanced with their masculine and feminine. Those are the guys I get along with that are, you know, not afraid to freaking, you know, cry with me at Clerks 2. Because I cried in Clerks 2. Did you hear they're making a Clerks 3? And oh, how excited am I for freaking Zombieland 2. I haven't cared about going to a movie, and I think the last movie I went to see was La La Land. It's an owl. He's close. There was two, a male and a female, mating the other night. It was dark. Plus, I didn't have the heart. I just had my camera, and I'm like, sorry, as you were. But anyway, there's always freaking animals and nature coming to visit here, you know? Yeah. I have vibrational beings, you know? Like attracts like, you know? That's how I know when people are freaking, to be freaking, I need to be leery of, like birds will scatter. Yeah. Like in the old westerns, you know? Anyway, where was I? All these birds are all making my... Oh, I didn't think much about dating and stuff like that, you know? And I don't know, I always was in line with the idea of I was a one person, you know? That I was always monogamous, you know? I didn't understand people... I didn't understand... Because, God, it's so darn hard to find, you know, one person you like. I never understood how people get you just be like with so many people that they kind of like just for, you know, such a short like, encounter. It's just, I don't know. But, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm a germaphobe. Like Howie Mandel. I am a germacautious. I'm cautious of other people's germs. That was totally off the cuff. No, I mean, it's like other people's sweat grosses me out. Like, I'm like creeped out by other people's sweat. And that probably comes from when my brother was a wrestler and used to go run around in his sauna suit and then he'd come home and take off his like sweat outfit that he had on under it and then throw it at me and it was soaked. But even before that, that's gross. I mean, that stuff is, you know? So it's funny because, like, every little idiosyncrasy I have, I could reference to the point as to where it came from. That's what self-awareness right there, yeah. That's what I'm trying to help people, you know? Because people that get triggered, they don't know, like, what just, you know, most of the time, they don't even know why they're getting triggered. I can help you figure that out. Mine are all indexed. No, that's too Virgo. I can tell you the year-ish. That's about as close as I can get. But anyway, so it's like I always just had more fun with my companions and my friends and always thought that, you know? And it's just like when dudes and chicks got this age, you know, it's like their freaking hormones kicked in and then, I don't know, sex became oh so important to so many people. And it never really became important to me because I never found like, I mean, yeah, I've been in a few relationships, you know, a handful. I'm an Aries, dude. I'm a very, very sexual being. I just don't think it's fun when you're saturating all your energy fields, you know, because I'm all, oh, other people's sweat is gross sometimes. And I know I've heard stories for years and years of how, you know, I know the women that have, like, have been with 2 people in one day and all that stuff. And hey, that's for you, that's not for me. And Maybe, and that's probably it. I'm sure I've lived like that in an incarnation, and I've tried to live like that in this one, but not even alcohol could do the trick for me. No, I'm just not a promiscuous person. Um, but then, like, okay, so chasing sensation became also important, and people lost that childhood, that playing part, and skipping around with your buddy, and just tooling around looking at clouds and just throwing rocks at stuff, like just enjoying freaking being alive, kind of stuff. People stopped doing that and just kept going to chase sensation. I just think about how much effort, money, energy is put into that as an industry, as a oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of resources right there for people. And the thing is I'm 45. Um, I'm single. But when you have a Kundalini awakening and you're laying on your bed and you're just surging Kundalini energy through your body for like an hour, I don't know, you're kind of cool without dating. And hookups and swiping left or right or whatever. I was on Tinder for about 5 minutes. Nope. Not for me. I used to do Tango Cash or Tango Wire or something like that. I've met people online. And as I said, I'm single. Nah, I just get more picky. That's the thing of it. But the cool part is people I don't know. I think they're going back to like their wholesome heart space more. That's what I think is happening. I think people are coming in to hear more. I do. Yeah. See, the thing is, I'm pretty old fashioned, and given the opportunity to try and do it how I think it should be done proper, is that I would court for like 3 months. Yeah, court. Just court along. That means hanging out and then saying goodnight at the end of the evening. Yeah. Yeah. Things like that. So, because I just think about how many feelings would not be hurt if people just waited to see if the people that they were freaking meet, that they were visually freaking hooked on, that if they were mentally hooked on, if they waited to see if they just wanted to hang out with them more, But, because, look, shoot, physical stuff ain't getting as far as it used to anymore. If it was, freaking, people wouldn't need so many male enhancement drugs. That to me is weird. The need to spend so much money on chasing sensation, that to me is that's imbalance to me, man. The fact that sex has to sell, that just means you ain't gotten a whole lot of other content to you. Yeah. That's too bad, man. Verified. But, like I was trying to, I don't know. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to do YouTube lives, especially in the mood that I'm in, because, like, I don't feel like offending people. I don't want to offend people. It's just the things that I say people find offense in. It's so weird. People have insulted me my whole entire life, I was a little girl. I looked like Nicholas on 8 is Enough. I would walk in, I would wet my pants because I wouldn't go into public restrooms because I look like Nicholas on 8 is Enough, and every time I go in a public restroom, I hate running into people because they'd be like, "You're in the wrong bathroom. Are you a boy or a girl? Are you a boy?" And I had a speech impediment, so I'd be like, "I'm a girl. I'm a girl." And I'd be like, "What?" Just like, what freaking does it matter? I was like 4, you know? I mean, adults can be just as freaking dickish as kids, man. That's the thing, is because there were times that I was mean when I was a kid, I didn't like how it felt, so I just wasn't mean, you know, until someone was mean to me, and then I matched. But see, and then I got to where I would overshoot the mark. Anybody ever see freaking the movie Roxanne? Yeah, it's a movie Steve Martin was in, I think 1987-ish, somewhere around there. And I could really relate to that guy, man. You know, because I would always hang out with the guys and tell them how to treat the ladies nice, and that would get the, you know, and yeah, they'd take it too far, but jerks. But at least some, I don't know. If anything, I just want to teach people how to teach people to treat them, you know. So, my train of thought just totally derailed. Don't do that, because then I start seeing stuff. Ugh. That was not a good idea. Now I see spots. Somebody tell me what I was talking about, because my train of thought derailed. They made everything up, transferred. They did make everything. Hi, Carmen. How are you today? I hope you're good. I've been so crabby lately. Oh my god. I tell you what. Can't stand myself. No. Actually, I had a really good meditate state today. I did. And I didn't get mad at nobody. I just didn't want to hang out. Nope. Didn't. Because Mom lied to me first thing this morning. And I was like, oh. She just lies to lie. Her brain's broke, you know. And it's like, people have always said, well, she can't help it. And I'm like, yeah, I've known that she couldn't help it since she had her stroke when I was 50, right? But that's a lot of years of somebody lying to you. So, yeah, it's great that there's an explanation, but a lie's a lie's a lie, and it's still a lot of lies I get lied to. And I don't know. What are you gonna do? Love them while you got them. That's all, you know? That's all. That's all that this whole life is supposed to do, is if you don't like how you act, if you don't like how you react in situations, don't. Are people freaking praying for patience? Is that what's happening? For the love of God, people, do not pray for patience. Stop praying for patience. Is that what is happening? Are too many people praying for patience? Because if you pray for patience, you're only going to get more examples in life so that you can practice patience. Okay, hope we fixed that one. Anyway, Cat was out earlier, and he, you know what, the energy, I know that the energy is, it's not just me, because he came out for about 20 minutes, walked around, and he asked to go back inside. I think maybe that's happened one other time. So, if your animals are extra sensitive right now, take note. And if you know older people and stuff, ooh, that sounded like about 18-inch skid, maybe? I grew up watching Quincy. Anyway, check in with the older people that are sensitive, you know, people that have like stomach issues right now. That's they're prone to have upsets right now. The bugs are starting to get out, and the mosquitoes are gonna get me, and I welt up, so I'm gonna go for now. That is all I have. Just really accentuating on the positive right now. Just like always, anytime, you know. But it's really going to be hard, because there's going to be so much stuff in your face about, with, you know, the corrupt people coming out. But you know what? If people didn't hide so much stuff and weren't so shady to begin with, to have so much stuff that needed to be, you know, shown, revealed, this stuff wouldn't happen. So don't trip too hard. Just keep being the good in the world. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.